think my first memory of the Little Red River was when I was 12 years old, and my brother took me to a place called Rainbow Island to go fishing. And I think that was the first time I kind of said to myself, hey, I really like fishing. This is going to be my thing. And for years after that, my mom would take me to Cow Shoals or Swinging Bridge and just sit in a lawn chair and read, and while I would hike up and down the river trying to learn how to catch a trout. And it was only after I moved away that I really appreciated what I'd had growing up. And I don't know if it's something about human nature, but we sometimes have to lose something in order to appreciate it. And so I hope by going on this journey, by trying to rediscover this river in a deeper way, I can inspire others to love it like I do, like so many others do, and to help protect it and to help make it better for the future. Yesterday, did my first interview with Ben Batten, the Arkansas Game and Fish. Got a lot of really interesting information, the tourism impact of the Little Red, some of the challenges facing the river, and yeah, it's a good start. And I've got some others lined up soon, so we're good to go.
The headwaters of the Little Red River begin in the Ozark Mountains and filter down into Greers Ferry Lake. The dam was constructed beginning in 1959 and concluded in 1962. In October of 1963, President John F. Kennedy came to dedicate the dam. Above the lake, the Little Red River supports smallmouth bass and other native species. Below the dam is a cold water fishery supporting trout, and those were introduced in the 1960s. On the Little Red River, there's about 30 miles of trout water before it gets too warm for them to live.
I've been away from Arkansas for at least 11 years, fished in the Appalachians, fished out west. But you know, I'd come home at Thanksgiving or other holidays and fish some of these Arkansas rivers like the Little Red, and just reflecting on, man, these are really good fisheries, and I catch more fish here than I do at some of these other more famous places, and so that was something that really stuck in my mind. And then I would be out in Colorado or other places, and they would say, oh wow, Arkansas, that's like, you've got some really great trout streams there. And for me, coming home now and living in Arkansas again, I'm growing to appreciate the river in a deeper way, and this project is helping me see some things I never saw before as a kid.
In 1992, the Little Red River was put on the map when Rip Collins caught a world record brown trout, weighing in at over 40 pounds. While that record has since been broken, the fame and notoriety of the river remains to this day.
My name is Dwayne Hayden. I lived in Heber Springs, Arkansas. I was a good friend of Rip Collins when he caught the world record brown trout. And you know, that was a phenomenal catch. When word got out about that, as publicity and everything, it just went crazy. People expected there was a fish like that behind every log in the river, I guess. But it's still an amazing fish. That record lasted for many years. It's still the state record and the line class record. He called me the morning when he caught that fish. I was one of the first people to see that fish and to hold that fish and see what a phenomenal creature it was. This fiberglass reproduction is made off of Rip's actual fish, and it's inch for inch, scale for scale, the fish that he caught. I think a lot of us just took it for granted. I mean, I caught double-digit browns regularly on the Little Red. I've got logbooks of fish and photos of fish up to my personal best about 24 pounds, you know, a 36-inch brown off the Little Red River. So it grew big fish.
People come from all over the world to fish the Little Red River.
So when I look at trout permit data for all of our trout fisheries across the state, we sell about 105,000 on average resident trout permits and another 56,000 non-resident trout permits. This last year we actually sold 66,000 non-resident permits. All told, this is about $2.3 million in revenue for the agency across the state. We know from our most recent creel survey that the Little Red is definitely a popular destination for out-of-state travelers. 25% of our anglers on the Little Red River in our last creel survey were from out of state, and of those, 80% were coming from our neighboring adjoining states.
This includes states such as Texas and Tennessee, Oklahoma. In my own interviews, a large percentage of the people I talked to came from the Dallas-Fort Worth area and the Memphis area.
Well, we're coming from Memphis. I've had family up here pretty much my whole life, so I come up here, hang out with the family.
I'm from Jackson, Tennessee. I've been fishing the Little Red for about 20 years.
My buddy and I came up from Dallas, Texas about a 5.5 hour drive, and really we wanted to fly fish the Little Red because at one time it held the world record brown trout.
This time of year especially, I'm just kind of obsessed with big brown trout, you know. I have brown trout are my obsession. I'm just, you know, I've heard throwing streamers on this river this time of year especially, kind of November. It's the best shot at a big brown, really.